The European Union is going to kick off an all-out economic war against the United States.
What if Europe sells off its U.S. treasuries? Officials describe it as a nuclear option.
The U.S. stock market would drop in value by up to 40%, banking crisis worse than what we saw in 2008.
Cue the fire! What is up with all of this war stuff? Yesterday, Argentina. Now, today, there's reports. Looks like I was right. We will just chalk that up. Bravo, 1 for 100. Let's keep this one rolling. This is a big one. Europe might leave America hanging by dumping $2.34 trillion in U.S. debt. If, this is the if, we got the orange guy. He cannot sell out Ukraine. I just saw him in an interview. I think he's already selling them out. Can you believe that we live in a day and age that wars are fought with money? Wait, scratch that. It's not even money. They just fight it with debt. Now you're even more confused. But I will explain that to you later. Okay, this is a testable question. I am allowed to give on YouTube only if you taught university. That would be me. High school, let's see how well you do. Breaking news. U.S. Treasury issues record blank trillion. So now you know, okay, is it 1 trillion? Is it 2 trillion in T-bills over 12 months? Go ahead and log your answer now, Larry. What I need you to do is shout it out to your kids, your wife, or if you don't have no one, you have a cat, yell it to your cat. Also, I have a bonus point question, right? Including this. When a test makes you laugh, what is it called? I actually witnessed that in high school. I was in high school. We were taking a test. Hottest girl in the school. I can say that because I was in high school. It's not like I taught it, which I did. Some dude tickled this girl in the side, and she farted. The entire class burst into laughter. She cried, left, never saw her again. Do you get the bonus point question? Testicle. Now this one. Can you believe Scott Bessent has spent $26 trillion this year in T-bill issuance, and it's getting worse. When the European Union, also this would decimate the stock market. So known as a stock market crash because of T-bills. Europe might leave America hanging, dumping $2.34 trillion in U.S. debt if Trump sells out Ukraine. Not just that, Trump on brink as Europe plans nuclear, say it correctly, Bravo, option. Oh, that's great. That's great, Europe. Try that one out. If U.S. sells out Ukraine, sell them out. Sell them all out. Don't work with these people. These are terrorists, right? Starmer, these are bad. These are all, Don. These are all bad people. Don't, just hard line. Do not work with them. They're all communists. Tell me that they are not terrorists if they're like, okay, we're going to do the nuclear option by sinking the U.S. economy if and only if he doesn't give us what we want with Ukraine. And if you think about it, I mean, what's a measly, isn't that crazy, 2 trillion? What's a measly 2.34 trillion? I mean, that would definitely that's like your entire crypto market. How close did I get on the math? I just randomly guessed it would be the crypto market cap. Bitcoin 1.8, 4, I don't add 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 2.4. Right, 2.34. I was close. Imagine opening up your portfolio and like, why is XRP at 0? But truthfully, guys, because I want to be truthful on this show, I don't care. Just go ahead, dump your T-bills. It probably can't get worse. It's probably going to get worse. Oh, and if you want to know where inflation is coming from, when you create 25 trillion, can you believe the market is absorbing almost $26 trillion in 1 year? And guess who's going to absorb more of it? Today, the Fed came out today and said, we would like to buy some of that. What a gigantic Ponzi scheme this system is, as you would see on Fast Money. Fed, quote, Ponzi scheme. They just create nothing. So known as a reserve, right out of thin air. a liability, then they swap it with an asset. And that's where the T-bills come from. First, your bank buys them. Chase, your money in your bank account. Crazy, right? Someone should go to jail for this Ponzi scheme. But that is the debt market, and that is what we live in, and it makes this stuff look pretty good. Along with gold and silver, which we have to look at. Also, I'm just going to throw this up there because I always say, you own gold, you own silver, the prices are going up in, you're measuring it to the dollar. Well, then yes, everything's going up. In regards to home prices, they're pretty cheap right now. If you measure prices in gold, don't do the dollar. Look, you guys are go buy a home. It's actually pretty cheap if you use this stuff, or you can get you get silver. Like what I've said for 8 years on this channel, do not save in the dollar, especially if you live in the United States. Then you're like, well, what else? Other countries that actually the dollar appreciates. That would be a whole nother video. I'm telling you, do not save in the dollar and make sure you buy lots of assets. Perfect time to buy them. This at a time that your government, your treasury is printing 37 trillion. And it's these T-bills. It's short. This means things are really bad. What you want to see in like a healthy economy, one, the government, these guys don't even print bonds. Pray for that. Two, if they do, it is long term, long dated, like 30. But let's listen to Scott. Go ahead.
They are coming down under President Trump. The bond market had its best year since 2020. And if I have anything to say about it, as your nation's top bond salesman, bonds will have another strong year in 2026 as we fight to bring Treasury borrowing costs down.
Oh, and by the way, with all these people clapping, hold on. Do you guys even know what you're clapping for? Let me just Google this for you. Bonds rally when economy crashes. Is this correct? Yes, it's true. When Ron's, hello Ron, that is my father-in-law, watches this show. I'm pretty sure he wants me to fire my assistant. Yes, it is generally true. She's at the gym right now. That bonds tend to rally. Prices go up, yields go down during an economic downturn. This is not good, Mr. Besant. Then again, politicians will just say the things you want to hear. Most of the time it's lies, makes no sense. They don't even know how the system works. Honestly, if he's saying that, he doesn't know. This guy doesn't know how it works. This is the video I actually got about EU, war with EU, la, la, la. But she asked this very poignant question.
But I do want to talk about the economy, sir, here at home. And I wonder what grade you would give.
I'm going to go with an F. F minus, F plus, it's all the same. 0. Not just that, I can back it up with proof, but let's listen and go ahead.
A plus.
A plus.
Yeah, A plus, 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 plus.
Well, there we go. Let me just fact check this. I know you're like, that's CNN. Guys, these are accurate numbers. Not give me a A plus, plus, plus over the last 12 months. We have printed more debt. This has helped you out nothing except for inflation. Groceries are up.
Up versus a year ago. Groceries, 85%. Utilities, 78%. Healthcare, 67%. Housing, 66%. Gasoline, 54%. The bottom line is this.
Well, the bottom line, I mean, gas has been coming down. So you're okay on that. Oh, and here, let me also just hit the streets. Can you guys believe this? This is small, like this big, 150 calories. Ice cream. How much? Not $10. If you want to throw something on top of it, look at that. $2, 10, 11, 12, tax, 13, a little bit of ice cream. And then I know what you're saying. Well, measured in what? The dollar. Okay, I'll throw that on you. It's okay. I'll take it. It's just going to go back to you got to fix your income. By the way, if you do some measuring, 1990, the median American wage was 77 ounces of gold. In today's, that would be $330,000 a year. Are you making $330,000? That is why you feel poor. You have to be making $330,000. And you cannot be stupid. You cannot say, well, okay, this is going to solve it right here. Gold and silver. No, that's just money. In all actuality, that's not even money in a debt-based system. It's debt. So even if you were to save, because Johnny Bravo says save in gold and silver, yes, that's for starters. Imagine if we first met and you're like, yeah, so I get paid in Pokemon cards. Then I would say to you, okay, we're not going to do that. Also, in about 10 seconds, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot because I always say things that you don't like to hear. Also, I was buying gold down here, even though this is a silver chart. I was buying silver down here. So I bought it to silver, gold. I was giving it away. Taught my kids back in the day. I'm like, saving gold, saving silver. Their wedding gift. I'm like, here's Bitcoin. Here's gold. Now they're like, I wish I would have kept it. Yes. I wish you would have listened to me when I say save in gold, in Bitcoin, in silver. But if you really want your digits to go up, you have to learn how to move it because saving won't work. And again, very first video I ever did on YouTube, don't save your money. Don't save, well, definitely don't save it in the dollar. But you're not going to be wealthy. You're not going to be the 1% if you're not moving it. Just that. If you were to buy silver, we'll go back. And I know I cherry picked the top. That's because when everyone piles in. I've been getting lots of emails. I'm thinking about going all into silver now. And I said, that's a terrible idea. You aren't listening to me if I say buy low, sell high. How you're going to do the buy high, try to sell it higher. There's no one above you. But what about COMEX? Guys, we're not doing macro right now. I'm just saying, if you bought this in 1980, you're like, yeah, $1 million, 1980. You had to wait, how many days? 11,474 days to break even, which is pretty frustrating when you're waiting 30 years, 40 years. You're like, yes, I broke even. And then it's a dumpster dive again. You now have to wait 40 years to break even again. And then even if in the 80s you were to buy there and it's up 66%, how'd inflation do? So you're telling me you had to wait 50 years to make 66%, and that got decimated, obliterated. Words I cannot even say by inflation. And if you were to turn on one indicator, just the 200, right when it gets above the 200, you buy. That means there's momentum to the upside. Not this. Not where you just, it hasn't even budged in 30 years. Here, I'm going to help you trading, because some people are like, I don't have time to trade. This is on the monthly. You buy, I don't know, March 2024. Okay, not April. That's fine. The minute it drops below the 200, which I trade off the Bravo 9. So this one, great. You didn't have to wait too long for 151%. Basically, in a year and a half, I tacked on 151% because of one indicator. And then if you want to use two, I know I'm going crazy here. See this? This is confirmation right there. That crosses, it twists. Does it go below? Nope. You're still holding strong. Look at, you're up there. This is when you're taking profit. This little blue check, take profit. Oh, and if you want to turn on one more indicator, a link in the description, I try to teach everyone how to become a millionaire. Step 1, don't have a job. Step 2, you need to learn how to move money. And you also need to not email me, this is what I'm going to go all in. See the chick magnet? It wants to go down. Right now, the price is down, $2.99. And then it goes to $3.99. So if you want to wait, inflation. If you want to learn how to trade this on the 2-minute or 3-minute, which on the NASDAQ, you could have got in right there above the Bravo 9. Yeah, that huge beat down, waiting for the reversal. And the second that thing flips, which was right there, and you're up right now, 10. Whatever, it's $200. Also, be careful. I know you guys like making money all the time. You're like, I don't want to wait months. Oh, this was a good beat down right here. Look, oh, below the Bravo 9. See the Bravo 9? That was not $200. What was that? Yeah, more. That, my friends, was a $1,600 trade. And I am just trying to get you on the other side of these poster boards. Tax the super rich. Get to the 1% or get to the 0. I mean, I can get you there. Look at this inequality. There's going to be in a debt-based system. There always is, and it's going to be horrific. You're watching this, and the prices are going to be astronomical. Just 0.00 hold 3 times, right? The wealth. That. Hello? I say I don't care because I'm teaching you. Start businesses, trade equities, and when prices go up, you make money. Okay, look at this. Now I know a lot of you. What business to start? I started this channel off like that. I've been scaffolding. Small business report, record monthly surge in price increases. Okay. Inflation pressure mounts. Great. And if you do not listen to me, if you do not heed my warnings, I've been 100% accurate. If the next 30 years looks like the last, Here, wait for it. I know you're going to look at this going, no way. How much is a scoop of ice cream? $13. Remember when you used to go to Thrifty? I know you did. It was one scoop, 15 cents. Am I that old? If you were to tell me it's going to be $10, I'm like, come on. What that is, guys, this is real. You have to do something. At a minimum, my course and how to click buttons. At a minimum ×2, have AI do it. And then at a minimum ×3, start something like this or buy these things. Look at this. House. 120 grand. Mine was 199 in California, 3-bedroom, brand spanking new. 2025, 425. If you would have told me no way. Wait until it's 55. It's going to be 2.1 million. Yes. But a car, I bought a brand new car, 1986. Toyota mini truck. Slam that thing on the ground, cruising down the street. I wish it was my 6.4. It was a mini truck. And yes, my hair looked exactly the same, just a little bit longer in the back. With a surfboard. Not my best look. 15 grand. Oh, that's expensive. How about 48,000? How about $250,000 for a new car? Been down to rent. That was about my rent. I remember that. $600, 2,000, 10,000. Are you making 10,000? You better. Cup of coffee, $1.50, $3.50, 11. Fast food combo, $4.50, $9.32. Gallon of gas, 11. Minimum wage will be 15. I mean, it's already $25 in California, so whatever. You guys are going to have to make $240,000. You got to make that now. Also, another suggestion, get out of California. Your purchasing power is gone. Every time the government steps in, we'll pay you more. It's going to get worse. If you want to know your purchasing power, 87, 103. Just go right there. But just know it's always going to get worse, especially if the government steps in. Look. See, when they don't step in, clothing, cell phone, it goes down. When the government does step in, housing, food, Medicare, Medi-Cal, college tuition, textbooks, hospital services. But there you have it. That is the problem. I give you solutions. And with that, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.